Jamel President grew up less than a mile from the College of Charleston and graduated from Burke High School. He was as hard-nosed and spirited as any player I have ever coached. On the defensive end, he always guarded our opponent's best scorer. His jump shot was picture perfect, and he iced many games with his foul shots. In fact, in his senior year, he ranked 4th nationally from the foul stripe. He played in the backcourt with Anthony Johnson, and they made a magnificent duo. In an NCAA game against Stanford at the United Center in Chicago, Jamel was voted Chevrolet Player of the Game. After graduation from the college, Jamel has given so much back to the community. He presents to youngsters seminars in SAT taking and academics, and conducts clinics and camps teaching the ABCs of basketball. He is also president and CEO of the Day Foundation. Jamel, congratulations, and a big thanks for your contributions and the role model you have become for the youth of Charleston.
President Benson.
Fundamentally mindful. And tonight, oatmeal recipe edition, we got Janet Carter talking about nutrition, Harry Cornell focusing on academics, and myself will be talking about skill development. Day TV, fundamentally mindful.
Hello and welcome back to the nutrition segment of Day TV. My name is Janet Carter. I'm a registered dietitian at MUSC, and tonight we're going to talk about supplements and ergogenic aids. So nutritional supplements include anything like vitamins, minerals, amino acids, herbs, botanicals. These types of things may or may not be safe for you. Vitamin supplements probably are fine, and I usually recommend that student athletes should be taking just a regular multivitamin. But the other things that I mentioned aren't really studied like medicines are, and so there really isn't any very good data on their safety or their effectiveness. So there really isn't any way to know if they would be something that would help you or not, and we're not really sure if they have any side effects. So it's best to definitely speak to your doctor before you decide to take anything, but also know that it's probably best to just stick to a multivitamin. The other type of supplements are called ergogenic aids, and these include anabolic steroids, human growth hormones, and andro, and these have been banned by the NCAA and all professional athletics, and they definitely have very, very serious side effects for anyone, especially the student athlete. So please do not ever try these items. Again, the best thing to do is stick with just a multivitamin, but remember, the most important thing to keep you performing at your best is to get a nice, healthy, balanced diet every day, get plenty of rest, stay hydrated, and stick to your training plan. That's going to help you perform at your best all the time. If you have any specific questions you'd like me to address on the nutrition segment of Day TV, please email me at dietjc24@yahoo.com. And I also can do private consultations if you have your own personal needs that you would like to discuss. Thank you very much.
PACE is committed to communicating the proper information so that all involved would have a clear understanding of their academic standing during the time of recruitment. Get eligible. All student athletes, any sport, 8th to 12th grade. Here at PACE, we create NCAA academic profiles for eligibility. We explain NCAA status. We do workshops on NC2A and NAIA eligibility. We do transcripts evaluation, core course GPA calculation, review of college boards, and we monitor core courses for proper matriculation. Contact us at pace@outlook.com or www.pace16.wix.com/pace16. Or even contact us at pace@facebook.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Never turn. Matter of fact, I was thinking that the whole time. I don't really think that all the ball. You should see him and the ball looking at me. And 10. Why? Good. Let's go. Gonna be the ball is fine. As long as you get in the paint, you know that, right? Try to go get. Try to go below. Why? Good.
Hey, this is Harry Cornell from Page 16. We're here today at Sanders Clyde with Day TV, Fundamentally Mindful.
Can't turn it over. He's got to make the big play.
2nd and 10.
Broughton back. Broughton throws. Luther Broughton makes the pitch. Broughton into the end zone. 68 yards.
What a great stiff arm by Broughton. What a heads-up play. That's the big play Steve Berline needed to make. Even Jerry Richardson's clapping now. Before it was just his wife. Now Richardson's getting into the clapping.
Luther Broughton's first NFL touchdown. He's a former college basketball player at Furman University. Casey adds the extra point, and the Panthers take the lead with 2:44 remaining.
What a smart play by Luther Broughton. This is a guy in the heat of the battle trying to make a winning play that uses his brains. Because he knows he can't outrun Roman Pfeiffer, but he can't stiff arm. Look at this right here. Now watch what he does. Watch him turn. Look at that. He turns, he uses the stiff arm to fend off Pfeiffer before he goes to the end zone. If he just turns and tries to run straight for pay dirt, Pfeiffer brings him down from behind. But Broughton stops, thinks about it, gives him the stiff arm, and that's what gets him into the end zone. Nice throw here by Steve Berline. Watch this play. Look at this. See him stop? That's just smart. That is so smart.
With Pro Bowler Wesley Walls out this week, Broughton was asked about making the start, and he said, "I'm not under contract for next year. It's a big chance for me."
That was a big play. That tells you that this guy is playing with his head.
Longest completion of the season by Berline. The first touchdown of Luther Broughton's 2-year career. Spent part of last year with the Philadelphia Eagles. 68 yards from Berline to Broughton. 17-13 Panthers.
We're here with one of the two premier guards at Burke High School, and Sydney and Adonicus. Guys, we spoke to Coach on Monday just about some things, considering Burke High School and, where I'm anticipating this school to go athletically. I just mentioned, you being Sydney's little brother, you coming up watching. I remember, just two little snotty-nosed little guys running around the parade, hoping for that day. Now, it's in you guys' hands. What are you going to do with it? That's the biggest question. You got the opportunity to take this program to another level, not only to help yourself, but to help the program as well. Let's start with you, Sydney. Talk about, you coming up as a little kid and all the aspirations you have to, finally put that jersey on. Now you got the opportunity. What you going to do with it?
Just got to take step by step. Just got to take time. Just got to take control. Be a leader as a point guard. Take control of the floor.
Right. So, what are you doing to make sure those things happen on the floor? Because it all involves, the same thing academically, working hard off the court, working on skill development to make sure things happen. What do you do in the offseason to make sure those things happen?
Just working the right game, like simple mistakes, like controlling my turnovers, controlling my speed, going 2 speed instead of 1 speed, things like that.
Right. Talk about you being that little kid and watching your little brother light it up. Hopefully one day you will get the opportunity. Now you got it. What you gonna do?
When I was little, I used to come to my brother game and watch him play for Burke. And I also wanted to be able to put on my Burke jersey. And I was my time was there.
Right. So what are you gonna do with it? Is this something that you can take and help build this program? Not only this program, but we gotta start getting young men in school. You know what I mean? We gotta stop having the same mistakes about not performing academically. those are the same things that happen all around. And coming from this type of school, which I am a product of, you know, those things are happening ever since I was in school before me. You know, you guys got the opportunity to change that.
Dating fundamentally mindful.
We're here today in Day TV, and Dion Richardson, head coach at Burke basketball. How you doing today, big guy?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Good, good. So we can go right into it, coach. Let's talk about the Dion. Talk about the Dion growing up and where you're from and how all this, you know, kind of fell into your lap.
All right. Well, I'm from here, Charleston, Mount Pleasant, born and raised. Spent most of my life there until my mom was in the military, moved away, went to Georgia. Went overseas 6 years, did high school over there and graduated high school and then came back home, you know, and still here. You know, I never thought I'd be here. Thought I'd still be gone, you know, so I spent so much time off. I'm back here and just trying to be positive and stay in the community and help out where I can, see where I fit in at.
Definitely. And you said you went to Charleston Southern University?
Yeah, I went to Charleston Southern University, graduated there in 2002, small school, you know. From there and went on to Citadel Grad School, did 3 years there, graduating first class phys ed majors with an MAT there, so ended up teaching, started like getting into coaching, play high school ball, so I still wanted to be involved with ball some type of way and got on board, started coaching.
Right, and where's your first school you started coaching at?
First school I started coaching at was Fort Dorchester, actually.
Okay, and Coach Wheaton?
Yeah, I started with Coach Wheaton. First year he was there, we went to Lower State. I was his JV assistant coach down there. And then took a year off with school. Then got offered a job at Baptist Hill to do the girls. Stayed there for 2 years, had a good successful run there. And then a job offer came here at Burke, and I said, why not give it a chance?
Definitely. So what do you think, so all in all, you know, as we get into our conversation, and that's our main subject is, you know, high school basketball locally. Talk about the talent here. What do you see, you know, compared to other cities, our talent level here? Not skill level, but the talent level in our overall production. What are our faults you see as a coach, seeing overall talent?
The talent is here to be taken. You know, our kids here, they're not fundamentally sound all the time, but they're athletes.
Definitely.
A lot of athletes in the area, they just miss the fundamentals. They think what they see on TV is easily replicated. You know, it takes time, it takes practice. You got to be committed to your craft. Take the time and develop your skills. Our kids here, just because they're athletes, don't necessarily mean they can't excel in a particular sport. They can excel, but it just takes time. It doesn't come always easy for all.
Right, and that's why, you know, we're kind of getting to this whole approach with high school basketball, because you know, we got to highlight our kids, we got to highlight our athletes, and condition them, you know, the walks of life in this sport, on how to be student athletes. Talk about, you know, this upcoming season and some of your rivalry games you got coming up, and what's your expectation for it?
Well, this upcoming season, I'm returning pretty much the whole team except for three seniors. Graduated 3 seniors last year, so we're still pretty young. Got a solid nucleus coming back. Our expectation this year is turn it up another notch. You know, when I first got in, took over, I know there was a strong tradition of Burke basketball going to the playoffs. They hadn't missed the playoffs in 20 plus years. In my first year, we missed the playoffs. You know, but last year we picked it back up and we got back in. They got a taste of it in their mouth, so now they're hungry for more. This year we got a pretty good schedule. We got four 4A schools on our schedule. That being West Ashley, Colleton County, Fort Dorchester is on there as well. If we meet up with them in the Monty Risher Classic, and also we're playing Colleton County. So we got a pretty decent schedule as far as that goes. Our expectation is to go in, take it game by game, and hopefully we come out on top with the region, starting with the region, and make this run deep into the playoffs, and we can talk about it come March.
Definitely. So, as a whole, Coach, where do you see like the void points that need to be filled in order to, because, you know, as far as education-wise, kids need to do that, skill development, they need to do that. What do you need from the community per se? What type of support versus coming here and supporting the games? You know, the kids may need shoes, jerseys. What are some things that you would need paid for SAT tests?
Yeah,
you know, things of that. Give the community some
those
things that you see that they can help with.
The biggest thing the community can come out and do is just show your face and let us know you're there. Support the kids, not only when they're winning,
good point,
but also support them when they're losing. When we lose a game, I always tell the kids, hey, players win games and coaches lose games. But the community plays a big part in that too. Just let us know you're there, you support us, we ride together. You know, we win together, we lose together, we won. And that's the biggest thing, you know, just be consistent with it. Always come out and keep the encouragement going. Some of these kids, some of their parents don't never come to the game, but if they can spot that one constant face that they always see and you know that kid's name, that may mean a lot to them. You never know what they can be thinking. Oh, he came to this game. He came to that game. Especially if it's just an away game. It's easy to come to a home game, but who want to get in their car and drive out when you have no child necessarily on the team, but you can spot this one kid. Oh, I'm going to see him regardless of how much he play. He'll know, she'll know that you're there to support them.
And you never know, a kid might, you know, could get an extra burst of energy just because seeing a familiar face in the fan, in the stands, and that's all that's important.
Ready for a hard day's work, baby. Just so I ain't gotta watch y'all miss no more layups, so y'all we just gonna run for a couple of minutes. That's all. Just so I ain't gotta watch no more miss layups. That's the last one, don't count. That's the last one, don't count.
Dating family life.
So, first game, North Charleston, Broughton, December 6th. Tell us a little bit about that. How do you feel about the game coming up?
Well, I've been in my share of rivalries, Baptist Association back in 2012 with Orande, but I think this year tops it all. Working in North Charleston, you think about Charleston, you think about two elite basketball programs down here, which is North Charleston and Broughton. Tradition that started way back before I was even born. Just coming in here, just trying to just let the guys understand the magnitude of the game, but at the same time, the purpose of it. A lot of times you get caught up in Broughton or Charleston, but at the same time, you still have to go out and win the game. Last year it meant a whole lot because we were in the same conference, so that game meant a whole lot. Based down, this game is a non-conference game, so we want to approach it a little different. You want to approach it with a mindset of winning, but at the same time, not making it more bigger than what it is. But as coaches, you get excited for it. The kids get excited for it. The week leading up to it is exciting. So we're ready for it. But December 2nd, we travel to West Africa. That's our main goal.
So you coach at West Africa, so that's a whole different. You got two back-to-back rivalries per se in itself. Take us a little bit back about Coach Grant. Where you're from and then how this thing kind of fell into your lap.
So little country boy, grew up down in Hollywood, South Carolina. Really wasn't big on basketball, but really got connected with my uncle who's now playing professionally over in Austria. He kind of got me kind of connected with it, and I fell in love with basketball. Played at Baptist High School, played 2 years under Cy Alexander down in South Carolina State. So that experience really was big for me. Really wasn't never an elite athlete, but I was a smart basketball player. Had a lot of the guys that kind of told me that I had a coaching mentality in me. So I kind of picked it up where I helped the partner of mine during the summertime with travel ball, and it kind of took off from there. A lot of opportunity back down at Baptist Hill. Really kind of struggled at times because Baptist Hill was predominantly a football school per se. But my experience down there kind of helped me to the point where I'm at now. But I really wanted to take the basketball thing to another level. And again, when you think basketball, North Charleston, the 2B program. So those two programs at that time were the only program that I would actually leave Baptist Hill for. Because I really wanted to take this thing real seriously. Coach Earl Brown, Coach Beasley from Buford, Coach Sam Frederick, those guys were the guys that I spoke to prior to me taking the job as far as me being serious about it, because I really want to have that longevity that those guys have being at a program and being successful. So here I am at North Charleston now, and just looking to kind of build off what North Charleston was back in the days. And I told the guys, and they can take it personally or they can kind of run with it, but I want them to get North Charleston back to the point where teams were afraid to play North Charleston. Right now, no one's afraid to play us, so we got to get back to that mindset of having people afraid to play North Charleston. And I think we're steadily making progress towards that.
Good. And you in the low country, basketball is taking a drop as far as production. You're in a situation now that helps student athletes. It's very important. What do you see yourself doing for kids in this area, being that you have the opportunity to do as far as getting kids places? That's very important.
Well, the first thing I did was when I first got the job, and what I currently do is I give them an environment to take them away from the streets. So we do open gyms. So I open the gyms up on weekends just for that 2 to 3 hours that they can be in here other than being out there. Another thing that we also implement is study hall. My guys it's mandatory that we do study hall either before practice or after. And we have early practice, we have study hall after. And we have late practice, we have study hall before. Then I'm also with the guidance department. If they're an elite athlete that I feel that can play at the next level, we make sure we follow the required steps as far as SAT, NCAA clearinghouse requirements, and all those things to make sure they have that in line. Because again, as a coach, I want them to meet me halfway, but I try to take all the excuses away from the student athletes. So I have them in line with that, and my guidance department does a real good job of keeping me up to date with what's going on. So we work hand in hand to make sure that our kids get the best possible ingredients to make whatever the end result is. We make sure that that's all in place for them. So it's a progress again, man, Jamel, and it's a work in progress, but I'm all for it. I'm all for the challenge, and hopefully good things will happen, and we're going to take the necessary things to do to make sure our kids are not only athletically bound but educationally bound too.
Dating we find out life.
So you talked about the importance of of nutrition, education, and skill development, which is the oatmeal recipe ingredients. In our conversation, you mentioned those 3 things. So in our last topic, talk about the charity that you started and what's that all about, and why you think it's an important thing to do.
Obviously, the reason for your foundation of the call and everything is definitely important. Obviously, skill development is important because if you don't hone in on your skills, like any job, any career, you won't be at your best. Obviously, like I said, nutrition and health is definitely the key because you want to be working at optimum performance when your opportunity is called or your name is called. You don't want to, like a lot of kids nowadays, you come up with excuses. Oh, the coach don't like me, or he didn't tell me I wasn't ready. But if you stay ready, then you don't have to get ready. So that's definitely tough in these days and times as well because we got so much going on. But in converse, you can learn how to run faster, jump higher, by YouTube. So it should be
Right.
excuses are limited. So that's important. I do have a charity called Outreach Global. We help not underprivileged kids, but kids in need through peer counseling. I'm a teacher at a school. I coach high school football and Little League football here in South Florida. And I found over the years, even growing up, with my mom teaching first grade for 35 years, and my dad being a preacher, and an only child, the most of the lessons and the most things we listen to probably is each other. My mom can tell me, but who's my mom? She didn't have the same things. But if somebody else like me or you or even hey, I'm in third grade, but an eighth grader tell me don't do that. That's not nice.
Right.
I'm probably gonna listen to my peers.
Right.
As well as my parents, but my peers will have more of an influence on me. And so we have peer counseling groups where we pair eighth graders up with fifth graders to help them with their homework, to help them, outside of school or in school, a mentor, sort of say. They come and talk to them because they've been through it and they'll listen to them. So when I say, hey, that's not the right way, and I reinforce it by eighth grader telling you, hey, that's not the right way.
Right.
And y'all in the same school, and you see him at the big lunch table. And it's the same thing. A senior, a 12th grader, helping a freshman. Hey, look, I've been in this school. I've done it. It doesn't work that way.